Hey. What's up, everybody? We are back for another week of racing. The 11th race, actually, of the Endgame Racing F4 Championship, sponsored by, of course, Endgame Coffee. We are here at Imola. There's only 2 more races left, including this one, with the finale taking place in the US at Virginia International Raceway. Who's going off the track already? Practice is just wrapping up. 2 more minutes. So we'll see what's going on. Only a few drivers in the track. Everyone else is done. Called it early. But last week, of course, we had that exciting... Who's crashing in the pit lane? Come on, Matthew. Anyway, last week, exciting heat races at Laguna Seca, which brought us a lot of mayhem, especially throughout the corkscrew and the Ryan Winfeld corner. But the first race won by Charlie Pullier. Second race, Mike Valian, second place of the first race is Mike Valian, who drove a killer drive, followed by Dustin Brown, P3. Then the second race, Dustin Brown went from P3 to P1, while Ryan Winfeld came back, took second, and James Graham third. Then the finale, Charlie Pullier came back to attack for the win, followed by Kyle McBride and Carl Ribbing third. Right. Here's a track map for this week. So, longer track, 17 turns, although I would personally say that 4 aren't really turns, they're just kind of kinks. I don't know why they label them like that, but whatever. If it's turny, it's turny. So you can see there, like, I don't know, 12, 16, 17, and 1. Whatever. But anyway, this track has a lot of tight turn-offs, meaning you go through a turn, you have to cut that wheel back, or else you're going in the gravel, going in the dirt. And it could be very, very costly. Right. Let's turn on the racing, get ready for qualifying. Alright, we'll follow Jordan Wheatman for his first qualifying lap. Actually, I could show the track map. There it is. So you'll be able to see where he is and what it looks like, but basically, he is going to fly out of turn 15, going across the line already in 6th gear, coming out of the RPMs as you come into the pit exit, which is technically turn 1, going towards turns 2 and 3. They're not as sharp as one of the other chicanes. You're only going to be dropping into 4th gear here, but you have to be heavy on the exit to get a great run. Excuse me. Heading down to turns 5 and 6. It's still chicane, but not as tight, and you need to stay off that runoff there. Now we're heading into the whatchamacallit, the hairpin of turn 7. Here's where the elevation change starts to happen. So you're going to fly up the hill into turn 8, which is a left-hander, very quick, maybe a lift, some braking, a downshift back into 4th. Now you're going back down the hill to a slight right-hander, then slamming on the brakes for a very quick right-hander, very sharp. So he's going up the hill now to the tight chicanes in turns 11 and 12. So you can cut a good chunk. I don't know if he was able to cut that much. We'll have to find out, see if the lap sticks, but you can get a good amount of car on top of those curbs. So now I consider this the back straight, going down a slight turn to the right, turn 13, into turns 14 and 15. Saw him go past the white line. I'm not sure if that's an off track, but we'll find out. So on the throttle, now just pushing, gonna cut close to that rail right there, get the maximum speed, maximum angle, use all the track. Looks like it did stick at a 1:45.5. Excellent lap. So Kyle McBride with the 1:46.4, Charlie Pullier with the 1:46.4 as well, just behind Kyle McBride. So David Courtwright, 1:47.9. James Graham hasn't set a lap yet. Not sure if he got an off track or he just left the pits. Looks like he just left. Okay. So this should be his flyer lap. So again, up the hill, going toward the tight chicane of 11 and 12. So that looks like a good cut. I'm surprised Jordan Wheatman did not get a off track there and his time stuck, because it looked like he took a lot more curb than James Graham here. But either way, great. There goes Jordan at the top left of the screen, going even faster with the 1:45.580. James Graham crossing the finish line. Let's see where he goes. P5 with the 1:46.6. Let's see where the second times. Shows best sectors. I don't know how to show all of them. Not working. Well, anyway. Check out Eric Ives. Oh my goodness. What happened to Eric Ives? That car is on fire. So that's the exit of the turn I was talking about where you can't go wide. Oh wow, his engine is toast after that hit. Jeremy Smith with a 150.487 up to P8. I believe he has another lap to go. Looks like James is still out there as well. I know the session had a chance for rain, but I didn't look before I started, so let's see if there's anything happening there. 0% across the board. Nothing going on weather-wise. Alright, so Jeremy Smith is back in the pits, looks like. So James is the only one on track. .46.756 does not improve on his time, so he holds on to P5. Alright, so I can get rid of this track map. So a couple drivers did not qualify. There's 12 total. So I'll show you the grid right now. So Jordan Wheatman takes pole position at Imola, followed by Charlie Pullier and Ryan Winfelt for P3. All right, and we are green flag racing. Looks like Jordan Wheatman got a fantastic start. Charlie's going to have to pull in behind him to keep his momentum going. Michael Hawkins passing Jeremy Smith very early. As we go into the chicane, Jordan Wheatman still ahead of Charlie, followed by Ryan Winfeld. However, it looks like someone went off the track here. I believe it's, yep, Carl Ribbing and David Courtwright. We'll take a look at that in a few minutes. As we now approach the hairpin of turn 7. So there's somewhat of a gap between the top 5 and a couple of people after. Matthew Lignall and Michael Hawkins at just getting by him. Now we're down the front straight, long front straight. We'll see what the draft is like. I'm actually not too sure. No one was running too close to practice today. But it looked like Charlie was 3/10 back and got to a little bit over 1/10. Not sure if anything was messed up, but just looking at times alone, he's going to have to get pretty close out of the last couple corners next lap to get a pass in. So Charlie Pollier now side by side with Jordan Wheatman going into the mid chicane. Charlie gets by, and because of that battle, now Ryan Winfeld is racing against him up into second, I believe. Yep, he did make the pass at the moment. Now they're going too wide into turns 14 and 15. Gets it done. Unfortunately, Jordan couldn't hold on, but now it's the draft city. I just saw that Jeremy Smith made a quick move on Michael Hawkins. Now we're in somewhat of a train. So this is Kyle McBride. Right next to Jordan Wheatman. We're going to have the inside line here. We'll see if it works out for him. Gets the pass done. Hits a bump, slows down, but I think he still has the momentum. He'll be all right. James Graham now with the run, but doesn't take it here. Right. While we have a second, I still want to see what happened on turns 2. So here's David Courtwright on Carl Ribbing. Oh, unfortunately just taps the curb on the left there, the little sausage curb. Forces his car to come out a little bit and just tap Carl's car. Speaking of, the line stemming from Michael Hawkins down to Jeremy Smith, Carl Ribbing, Eric Ives. And what is going on up ahead? Spin out. This thing. It'll be Kyle McBride, James Graham. Meanwhile, Michael Hawkins going around. No, Carl going around Michael Hawkins. Yeah, I can't keep up right now. There's Kyle McBride on Matthew Legault. That's going to have the inside line for turn 2. Kyle able to go around the outside and hold it down. I do want to see what happened earlier. So this is Kyle McBride into the chicane. Oh, just quick little spin. James Graham did the same exact thing, it looked like, right behind him. Hit the curb and just spun it, yep. Check out Ryan Winfield. Still keeping Charlie Pulier on his toes. That is Kyle dropping back. Oh, looks like he's going slow. Let's see what happened here. To the same chicane. Ooh, just misses the turn in. It's a slow down penalty, so that explains the driving slow. Now, before I miss anything, I wanted to go back to Charlie Pulier and Ryan Winfield. Looks like Ryan still can't get to him. Hawkins and Jeremy Smith fighting into the chicane. Jeremy spins out. Not sure if there was a touch there or not. We can look back in a second. And that second is now because we're at a good spot. So here's Jeremy taking the inside. Ah, yeah, Michael may have just got a little touch. A little tapperoonie on him. That may be the checkpoint. Can't see the guy, so I have no idea. Maybe right here. I'm at the white flag. Yeah, I have no idea. We will assume that was the white flag. Oh my goodness, what just happened? Click away to see the fight between James Graham and Kyle McBride. Looks like Charlie and Ryan came together, forcing Jordan Wheatman to take the lead. Look at that in a second. Actually, let's look at it right now. Why not? So there's Ryan. Oh, Charlie got loose off the curb and Ryan had nowhere to go. Looks like Charlie's race is over. He's now in the pit lane. Jordan Wheatman has a 2-second lead on Ryan Winfeld. It's slowing down, however. What? Is he out of fuel? Maybe you gotta slow down. Out of the last chicane. Must have been it. So, race 1 winner now is Ryan Winfeld, followed by Jordan Wheatman. And it looks like your third place will be Matthew Legault, who is up 8 positions, I should mention, to take third place. Kyle McBride with 4th place. James Graham with 5th. That was a cool photo shot. Photo opportunity. Then it was ruined. Here are the results for race 1. Alright, so Kyle McBride starts on pole position, followed by Matthew Legault, and P3 is Jordan Wheatman. Then it follows the rest of the grid in order. Wow, quick lights out for race number 2. Charlie had to make evasive maneuvers, passing Jeremy Smith in the back there. Kyle McBride holding on to it. Jordan Wheatman up into 2nd. Looks clean at the moment. Charlie Pullier now on Eric Hives, up 4 positions into P7. Here comes Eric Hives, Michael Hawkins, and David Courtwright. Michael Hawkins up the inside. Eric and Dave are on the outside. Just squeezing by. That is David Courtwright going off into, what turn is that? Turn number 10, right before the uphill. Now we have James Graham on the outside of Matthew Legault. And Charlie Pullier on the inside, but taps James. The unfortunate result is Carl Ribbing also off. Take a look at that in a minute. So I see James Graham now has a run on Matthew Legault going across the line. great pass by James Graham. But for the lead, Kyle McBride and Jordan Wheatman going at it. Kyle just ahead. Barely keeps it on the track. He does. Keeps first place. Not talk today, folks. There's Matthew Legault and James Graham again getting close to each other. I'll have to cut up front into the chicane. Kyle McBride ahead. Still keeps it. So, Jordan Wheatman possibly passing Kyle McBride before turns 2. There it is. Ryan Winfeld I thought was going to get a little bit closer, but he's going to have to hold out for this one for now. Might have gotten a good run there if you can switch back. Looks like Kyle was able to get a great exit out of turn 4. Check out what happened with Carl and Charlie. So there's Carl. Charlie's there, just gets his front right hooked. Let's watch that again. Dives and sees the spot. Oh man, I don't even think he touched him. Like some more classic case of netcode. Still able to stay ahead here. Now going to have a bit of a run because it looks like James Graham went wide slightly. Lost 3/10 it looks like. Looks like James Graham might be gaining. Check out the in-car view. This is the final 2 corners. That was the final corner. So 7/10 back. That's where it evens out, and now he's slowly catching him in the draft. To 5/10 before the turn. Oh! I heard him lose it on the first entry. Launch that back. Not sure why though. Oh, it's the second. The exit of the first one. Maybe putting the tire on the curb there threw off the car a little bit. Eric Hives goes a bit wide, giving Charlie the position. Finding his way back after that incident. I believe he went into the pit lane as well. Doesn't tell me. Pretty sure I saw him there. Want to check in on the leader. So Jordan Wheatman is setting the fastest laps almost every lap. His last was a 45.3, and I believe the lap before that was a 45.0. Slowly pulling away from Kyle McBride. Chunk of the curb there. Just checking with David Courtwright, who is running down Michael Hawkins. Back to that replay. So here's Michael Hawkins. Just loses it under braking. David Courtwright gave him a little love tap. Let's see if his front wing is damaged. Oh yeah. I believe that is a mark right on the nose. Not so much the wing. I think the wing's up a little bit in the middle, maybe? Let's compare it to someone else. Oh yeah. Yeah, he's got some damage on the wing. Just a little though. There's only, I don't know, 2 more laps in the race, so all right. Charlie Pollier is around. Not his best race. But that is okay. James Graham appears to have had an issue. Let's check out... Oh, Ryan Winfeld too. How did I miss all these? Alright, so here's Ryan's. We'll go through them. Wow, so he's already losing it on entry. Hits the curb on the right sideways. Tries to do a burnout. Tires don't spin. He has to back up. So then James Graham had an issue. Looks like the same spot. A little bit too much of the curb. Causes him to go around. I think Charlie did the same thing here. Touches the curb. Oh yeah, car just bounces on the uphill. Michael Hawkins was able to get by, and then Carl Ribbon. So now Michael Hawkins is up to 6th. Carl Ribbing up to 7. Charlie Pollier 8. James Graham unfortunately dropped back down to 9. Carl Ribbing is coming in hot on Michael Hawkins. It's a good exit. 10th down. See if we can get his nose in there. He might send it. He does. Leaves the room. Excellent pass. So now rushing down into turns 9 and 10. This is the turn where Charlie spun out last lap and he avoids the curb. Meanwhile, James Graham on the outside of Michael Hawkins, already ahead of him before the turn, gets it done. This should be a white flag. Let's see if he's throwing it. Yep, there it is. So this is going to be a heck of a battle for the final lap. So Charlie decides to go up the inside, but it's the outside where we've seen drivers make some passes this race. Charlie was able to handle that well and keep him behind. Jordan Wheatman on the track. So that's after the chicane, so we'll pop over to him in a second. All right, here is race number 2's winner, Jordan Wheatman. Coming in with a fantastic race, setting in amazing lap times the entire race. P2 taken by Kyle McBride. P3 is a long ways back. It looks like, no, he's not that far back. Matthew Legault for P3. Checking in on Charlie Pollier and Carl Ribbing. Carl was not able to get Charlie. So here's David Courtwright over the line, P5. I didn't go to him, but Ryan Winfeld got P4. Followed by P6, Charlie Pollier, P7, Carl Ribbing, sick 720 no scope. Oh my goodness. Fantastic race. Right, so here are the final results. right, 2-minute warm-up before race number 3. All right, so reverse grid again. So Michael Hawkins, P1, James Graham, P2, and Carl Ribbing, P3. So Jordan Wheatman won the race, so he's starting P8. All right, a little slower on the lights that time. Matthew Legault got not a great of a start in the back there. Michael Hawkins had a great start. Same with James Graham on the outside there. He's going to try to send it into turn 1. It gets it done. Fantastic move by James Graham, who's now leading this race. Carl Ribbing and Ryan Winfeld. Ryan looking to take the inside line. He does. Unfortunately loses the speed. So Carl will hold on to that for now. Gets by Carl Ribbing right before the uphill and before the chicane. Oh! Oh my! That was a bit of a love tap if I've ever seen one. I'll have to watch that back for sure. Is he stuck in the wall? No, he's good. Well, good. Alright, yeah, now he's good. Alright. We're good. Back to the mayhem. We'll watch that back in a couple of moments. David Courtright is just ahead. See if he holds on to it here. Does. Jordan Wheatman trying to get around Carl Ribbing on the outside, but Carl shuts that door. So who gets a run down here, though. Toward turns, yeah, 5 and 6. There's Carl Ribbing up the inside of David Courtwright. Oh, it just spins it. Ah, unfortunate for Carl Ribbing and David Courtwright, because David had to slam on his brakes to avoid any of the damage, and all the drivers that were around him just swooped right on by. Charlie Pullier gaining on James Graham for first position. Still want to show that Ryan Winfeld replay, but wait a little bit longer. So Charlie Pullier just ahead for now. I think they're going to be swapping. James took too much of the curb and propped his car up so he couldn't make the turn as well as he liked. Meanwhile, just behind, we have Kyle McBride behind Matthew Legault, who's leading that pack. I believe that's Eric Hives. It is. Someone is sideways as Jeremy Smith. Right, let's show the Ryan thing before I forget. That is after the fact. So that was David Courtwright. Oh, there it is. My bad. Here we go. So a little tap with Michael Hawkins. Michael Hawkins' car kind of turns to the left because of it, and they hook tires, sending Ryan into a 720 McTwist. So, updates while I did that. Let's see what I missed. Matthew Legault passing Eric Hives for P4. Let's check that real quick. This is going up to turn 10, so Eric Hives with a slight lockup. Matthew Legault and Kyle McBride were able to scoot on by. So here they are, all going toward the start-finish line. Matthew Legault leading. Kyle tries for around the outside, but loses a bit of control there. He's going to drop a couple places. Yep, so there goes Eric, Eric Hives and David Courtwright. They're now battling amongst themselves. Ooh! Fishtail never hurt. Warming up the tires. Saw that David Courtwright was way wide. Appears to be okay. Oh, maybe not okay. Maybe he got a slowdown from that. As he pulled over. Oh! Looks like Eric Hives had a slow moment. Kyle tried to avoid. Let's watch that back. So here's Eric Hives. Locks up, tries to keep it on track. Kyle tries to go around, but I think they both just kind of ran out of room. David Courtwright off track. Let's see what happened there. Just turn 2 and 3. Too much of the curve there on the left. Seen a lot of people do that this race. I also see that Michael Hawkins had an incident. Let's check on that. This is to the chicane. Oh wow, car just loses it right on turn-in. Quick little 360. So, again, Charlie Pulier still in the lead, followed by James Graham, and Jordan Wheatman appears to have caught up. So Jordan was the one setting fastest laps every single lap, pretty much. And by the look of his previous lap, which was on the right side, it was 2 seconds quicker than last lap. So I'm not sure if James Graham had an issue, went off track. I don't see anything in the logs. Maybe just raw pace. Goes Jordan Wheatman passing him. Now has the inside line for turns 2 and 3. He's able to hold on to that pass. But James Graham now has a run out of that exit. Not close enough. Yeah, actually, Jordan Wheatman just set fastest lap, 1:45.060. So he is on a mission. He's got 4 laps? No, six laps maybe? I forget. I think it's 6 laps till the end of the race, so we'll have 6 laps to catch Charlie Pulier. So we will see. But let's check in on some of the other drivers. So Matthew Legault is in P4. He's up 6 positions since the start of this race. He is hanging out. No one's really around him. James Graham is about 2 seconds up the road. Oh, I'm sorry. 11 seconds up the road. Carl Ribbing is behind him, 4.7 seconds. We go to Jeremy Smith, who is in P6, up 5 positions. Sorry, P11. With no one around him as well. So the field's pretty spread out, not too spread out. Especially in the top couple positions there. We've seen a lot of off tracks, a lot of spins. If anything happens, that driver's definitely getting passed by someone. there's a spin. Kyle McBride, that's out of the chicane. And I just saw that David Courtwright had an incident as well, so locks up the front left, looked like, out of that turn. Check out Kyle's incident again here. So into the chicane. Yeah, too much curb there. There's been a lot of that happening. So Jordan Wheatman 3.8 behind. So at 10 minutes even, he was 5 seconds. There's David Courtwright off the track. It's going to automatically go to incidents now. I don't need to click around anymore for the moment. So there's Charlie with a 145.5, whereas Jordan Wheatman with a 144.8. That is Michael Hawkins around. Excuse me. I believe that was turns 2 and 3. So Ryan Woodfeld approaching David Courtwright. Just gets by around the outside, but can he hold it? Looks like he has. So that was turn 8, now they're going down. Nope, I'm sorry, that was the hairpin of turn 7. This is turn 8. Makes it officially stick. Ooh. Hey, David Courtwright, a little spinneroni. Let's see. So he slightly loses it, and the curb just kind of finished it. And I see that Jordan Wheatman set a very slow lap, 147.9, so that's 2 seconds slower than his usual in the 145s. 144, even more than that, so let's see. I don't have anything that says that he did anything, so not sure there. Anyway, Charlie Pulier can breathe a little bit out in first place. So that confirms it right there. There's 2 more laps in this race, as next lap will be the white flag. So Jordan Wheatman just set a 1:44.8, so his other lap was 3 seconds slower than normal. Trying to get another position. This is Jeremy Smith for P6. Whoa. Jeremy taking a little bumpy road there. Keeps the car on track. All good. Right, there is the white flag being waved. Jordan Wheatman is just getting faster and faster. It's 1:44.5 now, which is his fastest lap. Is it? Or was it a 0? It was his fastest lap for this race. I think last race he did the 1:44.0. Here is the race winner, winning twice last week, again this week. Charlie Pullier takes first place. Following not too far back, a 1:44.7 is Jordan Wheatman. P3, of course, James Graham. Also, heck of a race for Matthew Legault, who's up 6 positions, ending in P4. right, here are the feature results. So Charlie Pulier taking the win, followed by Jordan Wheatman and James Graham for P3. So that concludes the final heat race of the season. Because the next week's VIR, Virginia International Raceway, is the final race of the season, and it's an endurance race. Well, you know what we say, folks. Thank you for joining. And see you next week for the final race. Adios, amigos.